I had a bandana that I used for a long time. It was called the Wank Hank.
The Wank Hank! Isn't your son's name Hank?
Yeah, but this is before him as well.
Okay. Also,
Maybe I named him after him.
Yeah. I think we just discovered something.
Okay, so I got like, you've all got your lines in your back pocket for audience members, and there's something I do when I see like a dad with like a 13-year-old boy, because they always bring their son. I do this, dad of the year, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then I go, look, I'm going to tell some sex jokes, mate, but don't worry about it. Your mother used to suck his cock all the time, right? And it always kills, And then. And I go, and when you go home now, your mum's going to go, how's the show? And you're going to panic and go, you suck cocks. And you're fucking, you know what I mean? Like that.
Jim Jefferies is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I had done that to that kid fucking 2 weeks earlier. The dad had such a good time. He came to the gig again. I did the same.
Did the kid say anything?
No. And then they come for the meet and greet afterwards. Then you're like with a 13-year-old boy, thanks, mate. Thanks for being a good sport, pal.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for breastfeeding. Could you imagine just finishing your joke for you? I just did Australia, and I had no idea. It was great. The shows were awesome, but it's all ages out there. I don't know or if that's
what do you mean? The country's all ages? We allow them all?
Yes. Yeah, usually you have to be 6 and above to move there. But the show, I hear a baby crying in the back.
Oh, I haven't experienced this in Australia. No.
And then the crowd starts just yelling. Australian crowds are crazy. I
have a theory on... Okay, I do a tour of Australia every year, and I still work in Australia a lot and all that stuff. I have a theory on how heckling works in the 3 continents that I've worked in predominantly.
I can't wait for this.
Okay, Americans correct you, right?
Okay.
If they are angry,
our audiences. If
they are angry or upset with what you have said,
okay,
they will go, "Excuse me."
Okay, yeah.
No, that's not true. They'll correct you. Right?
I've had that, yeah.
British people try to out-joke you, try to be funnier than you.
Oh. Really?
And Australians try to trip you up, right? So if they feel like you're going to a punchline, fucking cunt! And then if you stutter, they'll
sneak it in there.
Yeah. They love to do that. They love to throw you off.
The amount of times people would yell shoey was crazy.
I only experienced the shoey thing. Like, I didn't know this was... I haven't lived in Australia since I was 20, and I went back and do a shoey. It was because some race car driver did it, where you drink a drink out of a shoe.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right. All right, if you can get like a girl's shoe maybe or something like that, because I don't want to drink out of some old bloke's...
spilling everywhere?
Yeah, and then I did it, and as I was doing, I was like, this is the... What am I in high school being fucking peer pressured into something?
Yeah, it's very bully-y. Yeah.
I couldn't tell a room full of... There was like 10,000 people. I couldn't say fuck off.
Can't.
And the worst part is how big the applause is after you do it. You're like, so this is the level of loudness you can get to, but my jokes are getting this. But I drink a fucking VB out of somebody's Sketcher, and this is what does it for you guys?
Yeah, no, they love all that shit.
I did 4 cities out there. The first city I did that, and I posted the clip of it, of me drinking out of shoey. Yeah, and everybody loved it. And then every city I went to, the second I got on stage, shoey.
Yeah, no, they know not to ask me anymore. There was, I did it the once, and I'm not doing... People have foot fungus and shit. Yeah. It's that whole thing. You're going to drink out of a shoe, and then the next time you get a meal with a hair on it, you're going to complain?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking complain, right? Something that accidentally happened that could be yours or a thing, or that just, you'll kiss your girlfriend on the top of her head or whatever.
Yeah, something weird. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I cheated mine.
Dogs, you'll kiss, you let them lick your face.
Oh, yeah, inside of my mouth.
He makes out with his dog. He puts peanut butter on his tonsils. And
Love it, dude.
Do you?
No, but I just, but it's just.
If it's lonely enough and the power's out.
But dude, I let her go in.
What?
If I'm like, she'll kiss me and then I'll just go, and I'll open up.
What?
I used to have this cat growing up that used to come and sleep, and the cats with those tongues, that sandpapery tongue. Yeah. And this thing would groom my hair on my head, like, well, you know how like they lick each other.
You wake up looking like
just
Trump.
be cleaning my head, and I'd wake up to this cat just licking my head. Fucking wonderful. I still think about
nice.
Yeah, that sandpapery thing. Just like, and I'd have like a bit of matted hair down the side. That's probably why I've got a bald patch here.
Really?
But this cat, I still think about it.
Dude, that's so funny. My cat.
I never had a wank while it happened or anything like that.
All right, well, you didn't need to say that, so you definitely jerked off to
her.
Yeah, I never did. Yeah, okay. And my cat licks himself so hard he has a bald spot.
Yeah.
Rough tongues.
They're nervous animals, man.
Anyways, I had a child yell. There was a child in the crowd.
Oh, yeah,
and
baby.
The baby starts crying, and then everybody starts yelling "shoey," and I was like, "I'll only do it if the baby comes up here." And I was like, "I think this is weird. I think it's getting illegal." So then I just didn't do it. And then a lady threw her boot
Baby.
up.
Oh.
Well, she should have. Catch it, go along. But she threw a nice boot up, which was nice.
For the last 2 years that I was drinking, I used to get so nervous if the audience didn't think that I was drinking on stage that I would only drink out of red Solo cup so it looked like alcohol.
Yeah, what was in it?
Just water, and I might put a splash of Red Bull so it looked like it had some color to it or something like that.
Well, wasn't it Ron White doing that with like green tea?
Quite possibly, but I was drunk for most of my career. I was
Really?
drunk. Yes, of
Like-
course.
like-
Well, I know, but hearing
so
it from you.
You're on stage, and you're like literally drunk.
On my HBO special, I was when I kept on playing the beers. They were all real, right?
Yes.
That was and then my second special was called Alcoholocaust, and
It's a great play on words.
Yeah.
You're like, nobody's used this yet? Fucking mine.
And that was, I think, my best special, but it was only called Alcoholocaust after the fact because I got so blind drunk, I blacked out and I couldn't remember the special. And then I watched the special, I was clearly drunk, but the special's really good. And I think it's only on YouTube, and I think someone else makes the money off it or something. I never got the rights to it, but just go
That's a
watch
true
it.
alcoholic right there. I don't know who makes money, but I was drunk and I had fun.
Yeah. And that was my best special, and so I called that one Alcoholocaust. And then I had the third one. I gave up alcohol for a year. I called it Fully Functional, and I was sober for a year or something. And then I progressively started drinking again. And now I'm on year. I'm not going to drink again. Weed, best thing in the world, man.
Yeah?
Changed my life.
Can you smoke weed on stage?
I don't smoke weed. I have edibles.
Can you do bad edibles on stage?
Yeah.
God damn. Dude, I can't do anything.
I'm more pleasant intoxicated on stage. I'm more pleasant.
Did you find that you were just riffing more when you were drunk, or you just
Yeah,
your true,
well,
authentic, passionate
this
self?
is the problem. The best shows I ever had, I was drunk, and the worst shows I ever had, I was drunk.
Oh, fuck.
And I had some bad show. I had
Really?
some breakdowns like,
What
you
was-
can all fuck off. And
No.
fucking,
But the funny part is
no one
like,
understands me, like
Oh,
fucking tears. Like,
but do people also think that that's just Jim Jefferies being Jim Jefferies?
I don't know. It gets less cool the older you get. And I want to live as long as possible because I have kids.
Wholesome.
If I don't know, if I didn't have kids, I'd probably still.
I'd be dead, bro.
You know, you gotta
Yeah,
give it. You
yeah.
gotta give up. Okay, so I used to think I was a great drinker. I thought I was the best drinker in the world until I gave up cocaine, and then I gave up cocaine for like 4 or 5 years, and I was like, I'm a terrible drinker.
It was just the cocaine.
The
just patting you on the back.
cocaine would keep me
You
up
got
and
this.
straight and fucking talking. I was a sloppy drunk after I gave it up. So after I had bettered myself and given up cocaine, that was when everyone thought I had a problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you suck at drinking, dude.
Everyone's like this. Oh, this guy,
You
he's
gotta
a
get
mess.
help, man. You gotta get back on cocaine,
Yeah,
dude.
he's a fucking mess. And my management, is everything all right? And I'm like, I've never been healthier.
Yeah. Falling asleep at 7 p.m., but I'm good.
And then I gave up the drinking, and then I gave up the cigarettes. And the cigarettes was the hardest one of the three.
See, I feel like nobody does that anymore.
I keep hearing the
I feel like
cigarettes
nobody-
is the hardest thing ever.
The hardest thing, no one congratulates you. You give up drinking, fucking parades
Yeah.
up and down the street.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
just like, and you go, I'll post on March 10th when it's my 3-year anniversary, 3 years sober. Congratulations,
better than a
blah, blah,
birthday, I
blah,
would
blah, blah,
imagine.
blah, blah. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, keep going. You're funny without it, Jim. Right? I'll
Yeah,
get all
yeah.
the nice things said.
Yeah.
And then when I say giving up cigarettes, people go, you should have done that a long time ago. It's disgusting.
Fucking God.
2 weeks till you start vaping,
all,
pussy.
All they'll say like this, they'll go, maybe the damage is already done.
Jesus.
The funny part, do you think some people in your audience just want to see that Jim that was like coked out, drinking, smoking
Well-
darts? Because I feel like
I feel like a lot of people want to see that from you. But then again, it's sad if you don't. I feel like my audience are a bunch of me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A bunch of guys and girls who did party a lot and now have had to pull their shit together. They have kids or whatever,
Yeah.
but they don't take things too seriously and they like comedy with a bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So
But don't you think they are that because you are that, right? So, but if you,
yeah,
but if you
I
kept
think
drinking, I don't know if they'd be there.
if I didn't progress as a human being, I would look progressively sadder. You got to move and hope that people are moving with you. Any
Right.
artist has to. If I just was up there in a leather jacket, just saying cunt all the time, which is still partly what
It's
I
Still
do.
good.
It
Still
hits.
good.
It hits. I saw you the other night. It hits.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was
Let me
watching
tell
from the
you
back.
Well, I do take credit for that word. I truly believe that I liberated America for saying cunt.
That's
I
fun.
truly believe I don't think I get any real credit for it. But before 16 years ago, or 17 years ago, 18 years ago when I came here, I'm going to say 16 years ago, the rules in every comedy club across America was you can't say cunt. Don't say cunt, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right. And then I said it with my accent. No problem. And then other comics started going, well, he's allowed to. Why? And they only for so long could go, well, he's Australian or that person's British or whatever.
Yeah.
And now I see American comics giving it a go.
Dude, it's still fucking rough. I don't say it, but it is.
It stops the room.
rough,
It
dude.
stops the room. Yeah.
I do it in front of like club gigs. I'll be doing the improv tonight. I just do it in front of strangers. People, if you have a trick that you can get away with that other people can't, you might as well use it.
Yeah.
There's something in the way I say it or something. But as I said before, I can't say motherfucker. I don't have...
Listen, we're both Jewish. We'll drop kike whenever. And people are like, whoa.
That
That's our cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I've tried
See?
saying that in private and I can't get away with
Well,
it.
I'll give you the K card pass, okay?
a Jew pops up. No.
But it's still not
Out of a fucking tunnel.
But it's still not funny from us. We say it and the room's like, and then we have to be like, Jewish. It's not funny as when you say cunt. Like, it hits.
I've been. You saw my set the other night. I do a thing about Hitler face.
That was great.
Oh,
right?
One of my
I fucking
favorites.
You think about Hitler face. I was doing that joke long before the war in Israel. Like I've been doing it for about a couple of months before the war in Israel, right? And it had no problems. And now I have to really like go, hey. If there's any Jewish people, and it's not even for Jewish people. It's just people getting really nervous. Like,
I saw it happening because this was Pasadena where the people are tense out there. They just don't know. Like, can I laugh at this?
Yeah. And
But dude, I had the same feeling. I had the exact same thing. As like I'm doing this, like it's like a little throwaway Holocaust thing. That sounds so funny out of context.
Yeah.
But like little throwaway thing.
That would have meant to you, Michael.
Yes,
a little throwaway.
6 million people. Who cares? But before the war. It was fine. It would murder. It would be, but right and now everyone is the same feeling. Everyone's like, well, and then I have to literally point at myself and be like, Jew. Everyone calm down.
I used to have routines about having sex with Ukrainian prostitutes. Never with a problem. now I had to change it to Russian.
and it works perfectly. Those minor tweaks.
Goddamn. Michael Blaustein yelling about feet. 2024 is heating up, dude. March 8th, New York City. March 8th, New York City. Tickets are going. There's still some left. Grab those before you cannot. March 9th, Atlanta. First show sold out. Second show almost sold out. Go get tickets before you cannot. March 10th, Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are going. March 15th to 16th, I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio. I think 2 out of the 4 are sold out. Go get tickets before you cannot. March 29th, Portland. We added a show. 10 o'clock. Go get tickets. March 30th, Seattle. We added a show. Go get tickets. And April 12th, I'll be in Niagara Falls, Ontario, guys. Niagara Falls, Ontario, March 12th. And many, many more dates on my calendar. That is blaucomedy.com, blaucomedy.com for tickets. Mr. Wallace, take it away.
Los Angeles pop-up show, Hollywood Improv, March 6th. 2 shows in the main room, 2 shows, 7:30, 9:30. Hopefully have some friends on that. And then the tour is ramping up in the summer. This summer, I'm going to be in May. I'm going to be in San Francisco. Those tickets are moving faster than I would have thought. You tech nerds are firing me the fuck up. I'll bring the Pro Visions on stage. Salt Lake City, I'm going to be there in May. Miami, I'm going to be there in June. Sacramento, moving and grooving. I'm going to be there in June. Portland, Oregon, going to be there in July. Lexington, Kentucky, going to be there in August. And then Nashville, August. Tempe and Tampa in September. All some of my favorite stand-up cities. I'm really excited. To bring the new hour there. All right. TrevorWallsComedy.com for jokes and tickets, baby. And I got a big old... No, I can't say it. That's not mine. I can't.
Goddamn.
Bitch, it's Blue Chew. What is it?
I'll tell you, dude.
Please.
It's a chewable tablet, okay, with the
Yes.
same active ingredient as Cialis and Viagra.
Yeah.
But it's in a chewable tablet, okay? It comes to your door, discreet packaging.
Discreet
so you don't have to fucking tell everybody that you're taking a Blue Chew.
But they'll know. They'll hear you fucking down the block.
They'll be like, oh, is he doing construction?
Damn.
Yes.
He must have a Woody the Woodpecker the way he's knocking up that wood.
I like to fuck fast. Anyways, what I was saying, and listen, you don't have to time it out. That's the greatest part about this. You don't get like, oh, I'm gonna fuck at 7:30. No.
Take it whenever, because it knows when the endorphins start booting up.
Yeah.
They tap it on the shoulder, say it's go time. They said, we know. From go time to no time, your dick's hard. Blue Chew.
This is what I like about it, okay? A lot of people don't have problems with round one. A lot of people are like, oh, come on, man. I get hard. I'm 27. Cool. Round two? Round two is a consistent problem with most people, okay?
You got to get back up. It's all about lasting impressions. Not that first impression, that second impression.
Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex, okay? Discover your options. Discover your options, dude.
Discover them.
Do that, bluechew.com. Okay, chew it and do it, okay? And we've got a special deal for our listeners, all right? So try Blue Chew free when you use our code SOCKS. At checkout, just pay $5 for shipping. Come on, FedEx, UPS, they need their money. So that's bluechew.com, promo code SOCKS to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. God damn.
So you said you were smoking, you're ripping lines, you're blowing darts, you're drinking. What was like? Was there a rock bottom show, or you're just like, I just want to do this for my son?
There was several rock bottoms.
Oh shit!
But there was the moments. You know, having my first child was like, all right, I got to clean my act up, and that was the impetus to give up hard drugs and all that type of stuff. And then I broke up with his mother, and I went back to drinking and all that type of stuff. And then there was my mother died, and that hit me hard. And I picked up drinking in a big way. And then I had the Jim Jefferies show, and I gave up drinking for a year of that show. And then I got comfortable, and I was like, all right, I'll only drink on weekends. But after we recorded an episode, I'd get blind drunk, and you know, every time I tried to stop, it always got away from me again. Every time I picked it back up, it was okay for 6 months. For 6 months, I had a handle on it. It wasn't like I started drinking again, then boom. But then blackout, can't remember where I've been, blah, blah, blah. And so the last time I had a drink, it was during COVID, and they started opening up like Supernova in these different rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And I went along and I was like, I'm out of the house. I'm going to have a drink. And I was a fucking disgrace.
Really?
I was a disgrace. And and I'm not saying I'm a hugely famous person, but when you're a known entity, every story becomes you. If you're out with other people who aren't famous or whatever like that.
Gotcha.
Oh,
you were so drunk the other. You were blind at 3 in the and then I always felt like you were fucking. Why is the story all about me?
Yeah.
Why is it all about me? So
You're clickable.
So then I started. like, well, I'm just going to drink at home. Everyone can fuck off. If every time I leave the house, you're all going to fucking say something, then just blind,
just hammered, looking in the mirror, going,
having it home. And then my wife was pregnant, and I went, you know what? I'm not going to drink while you're pregnant, and just because blah blah blah. And then I just never took it back up again. And then. Just have the occasional edible, not very much. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do anything. I play pinball. I like to watch sports. And that's fucking
That's
man.
A great life, man.
Yeah. I play pinball and watch a bit of baseball, man. Apart from that, you know what I want to do with my life?
Give it to me.
Nothing. I don't want to travel anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want anything.
Dude, and maybe because we do travel a lot, but
just the thought of a plane.
Dude, all of it. Like my girl wants to go somewhere for President's Day, and I'll go.
President's Day? What the fuck?
No, because she's off.
What a random day to celebrate.
I'm not celebrating. Fuck presidents.
I'd go to the Lincoln Memorial.
Good. You got shot, you bitch.
That's so funny to phrase like that. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You have a Monday off.
Yeah, she has a Monday off.
You're like, we're celebrating President's Day.
Let's go, dude. JFK, not real. But we.
I'm taking Black History Month off.
All of February.
All of February. I'm not working this month. It's not because of that. It just coincides. It just coincides. I'm not anti the month, but I'm not celebrating as such. But I am taking the time off.
Say cunt quick. What I was saying.
Day.
Anyways, but yeah, she's talking about like flying somewhere, and I'm like, if you want to, let's do it. If you want to, let's do it. But the idea of getting on a plane, I'm just like, I don't try. It's work. Getting on a plane is fucking work. Yeah. And to people who don't travel, or they're like, oh my God, let's go do a thing. So I feel exactly the same way. It's like, I don't want to do
And you've been
anything.
touring for what, 20?
25 years I've been.
Jesus.
Yeah, I hit like
26 years I've been a comic.
I hit like all the platinum status with like Delta and American Airlines. I'm like, this is sad to be my age. And
I have on my shelf. I've over the years I've picked up 2 comedy awards, just one festival award and one just
Comedian of the Year.
just for last award. And they're my only trophies, and I have them on a little mantle in my office. And in the middle, I have one other trophy. And that's my Delta Million Miles.
Yeah. Dude, it's up there with like the YouTube plaque, dude. It's so funny. But because you
They
have that,
send you that bit of plastic.
I gotta
It
see
means
if
a
I'm
lot,
at that.
though, dude. It means a
But
lot.
what's
Oh,
funny-
it just comes.
Really?
You don't know when it's about to happen.
What a big day
It
that
just
is.
shows
It's up there
up.
with the Emmys and shit.
And then that's all they give you.
That's it.
They just give you a trophy. There isn't any new million. There's no hand job on the plane.
Yeah, no free
There's
Wi-Fi.
Just how about
Not even macadamia
how
nuts?
About lounge for life?
Yeah,
Lounge for life.
something.
I'm a million miles. Lounge for life.
What they do, and I forget which airline this is before the flight ends, they go, "Hey, Mr. Wallace, just want to thank you for being a medallion member." And you go, "Okay," and they go, "That's it."
That's it.
That's it.
I don't get a pan-seared
That's a verbal
halibut.
hand job right there.
Fucking
Get the-
nothing.
yeah.
I mean, but it is insane. Like I actually looked at like what you get for the million. It's literally nothing. It's like how
But
I spent
also,
billions of dollars.
so I got my opening acts are always getting upgraded and moved to business. I don't want to risk not getting upgraded, so I always buy business. So I've got never used. I don't even need the fucking. I don't even need the membership to begin with. It does nothing for me.
Yeah.
That makes you pay.
Yeah, but everyone told me when I was getting into touring, they're like, pick one airline and dedicate to that airline, stick to that airline, rack up the points. I'm like, for what? So I can get that verbal confirmation before we land?
Dude, it's adult Dave and Buster's is what it is. If you do points, all of a sudden, for some reason, our stupid monkey brains were like, "Oh, points! We got to fucking,"
That is
and it
true.
turns into a fucking game, and that's how they get us on one airline. Because you're like, "Oh,
Yeah, but then trying to use the fucking points. You've got a free upgrade, free international upgrade. I'm like this every time. Okay, I'm going to Australia in October. Can I use that upgrade to business? Oh, yeah. We're going to check if they. No, when they say free international upgrade, they're talking fucking Canada or Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what they're fucking
Dude,
talking.
that Australian flight, that's the
Yeah,
price for
yeah.
Kia Optima. It's like literally like $12,000.
Yeah. Return business class is 12,000 or something like that, which is
That's crazy,
Which
dude.
is hard when it's all right when it's just me and the wife, but then when the 2-year-old turns 2, you're like, I can't spend.
Can he go above in the
I
bins?
can't spend 12 grand on this cunt. He's 2.
Yeah, I would hold it over his head forever. Yeah.
So when the person, when your kid turns 2, they can't go on the lap. It's like you have to do a seat.
They have to move over, and it's
That's
not
bullshit.
like going to a theme park or the movies where they just have to eyeball it. And you go,
Oh,
this one's under
They need
8.
date of
You get the
birth?
child. Yeah, well, it's a passport.
Holy shit.
Right.
2-year-olds have passports?
If you want to travel overseas, how do you think we get them overseas?
I don't know. I just never thought about a baby.
Honestly,
Has anybody ever thought about a baby having a passport?
Well, this is the thing: is they take the picture of the baby,
Yeah.
right?
And that's a
and
good
that
photo.
passport lasts till they're 5.
Shut up.
They gotta renew for
Yeah,
the
but
birthday?
the picture of a newborn versus a 4-year-old is
Yeah.
you could be bringing any 4-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could bring a 4-year-old that was a different race.
You could bring
This
Peter
is how
Dinklage.
different children look from birth to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
And so you just flash this passport.
There's like placenta still in the fucking kid's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, so but then before that you have like if you ever travel with a kid, you get the bassinet that just hooks onto the wall when they're a baby. That's not bad.
Oh, really?
But I hate traveling with the 2-year-old because another thing the 2-year-old we're on the flight. He's got a toy. I'm trying to use a truck because he wants to move. All he wants to do is run around. He just wants to run around. But when they're little babies, they're fine. But he just wants to run around and he can't get it through his pea head. Why? He's not allowed to run around. And you're like, here's a truck. And I'm giving him like a Matchbox car, right? A Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
And he just fucking threw it
No.
like that. And I've watched it just bang, like that fucking Ron Artest cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And
Understand?
just hit this guy on the back of his bald fucking head. Bang.
He's got great aim. You got to send this guy to the Dodgers at some point.
And then I just was like, and the guy turns around and you're like, I'm
just point at him?
sorry. I'm sorry, like this. And then they still get angry with you. And you're like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to hit it? Like, what am I meant to do? And they look at you, you're not disciplining the child enough. Where's the bedroom I can lock it in, or the fucking naughty step, or I'm in a confined space like this. All I can physically do is restrain it like I'm a cop.
Yeah.
You just start breastfeeding it. I'm working on it, sir.
So I do get upset when people get upset by babies on planes. When you see the person come on and go,
Yeah, there's no middle ground because they either hate it or you're like, this is my son. What am I supposed to do? Nobody's like happy in each situation.
I'm always like, I always smile at those people because I know they're going through fucking hell.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then and compliment a parent if the kid does well. I go, your kid was really great on that flight or whatever, because it really
That probably does a lot.
it makes a parent's day because they're at work.
Dude,
that flight, they're at work.
Seeing young adults with a child on a flight, they're so stressed. They got
Dude, they're
backpack
sweating.
on the front, backpack on the back. He's sweating.
A trick that I learned when they're one is a box of tissues.
Oh,
just to play with?
hilarious.
Yeah. And then gather them all up. They'll be
And then
piled
put
all
'em
around.
back in?
Shove them all back in the
Yeah.
box. That keeps it. And, or get Post-it so they can just stick them on the wall. Anything they can stick and peel and
dude.
hold and move. The children are all about having control. They're all about like them. That's like the whole idea behind He-Man. I have the power. Little kids don't have power. They want power. All day they're being told, you do this, sit down here, you're eating this, you're eating this. Anytime they can have a control situation where they're doing the thing, they're implementing it. It's not being played.
Shit. Yeah.
It's not. They're not being played with. They're playing with something.
I always feel so bad when you drive past the car in the back seat. There's all the stickers on the back from the kid putting it in there.
Yeah.
It's like a Porsche and there's stickers all over it, and you just give up. You go. It made the kid quiet for 30 minutes.
Well, that's why you guys don't know. There's a TV show called Bluey, which is the #1 TV show in the world, which is a cartoon from Australia. Number one stream show on it. Bluey. It's on Disney Plus. It's an 8-minute cartoon, and it's just about a family of dogs that live in Brisbane.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's for little kids, and it's got little morals and stuff, and little 8-minute episodes, and they're nice little vignettes. But it's truer to life than any other fucking family on TV. So the house is messy. The car's got stickers all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's a banana peel and a fucking everything's like real life rather than. But if you don't know the show, I'm talking out of my arsey.
Dude, there's and you're a dad, so you probably know the show. Isn't there's a cartoon with like pigs and they
Peppa
have
Pig?
That's Peppa Pig.
Thank you so much.
Pig.
I can't believe you knew that.
Peppa Pig is your
course, I'm a
British.
child. No, I don't.
So the British have Peppa Pig and the Australians have Bluey. But
And we have Coco Melon. I don't know
we
what
have
that is.
Coco Melon's all right as well. JJ from Coco Melon.
We have Paw Patrol.
How young are you? This wasn't you who had Paw Patrol.
No, not me. No.
I was about to-
Currently.
Sorry. No,
He's
sorry.
9. Yeah.
Remember Paw Patrol?
He's
Show
9 years old.
No, what was that?
I used to watch that and wake up in a sock.
But Peppa Pig.
Prize Picks. What is it? It's America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. And I just want to say it's the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports.
Yep.
It's just you against the numbers. You pick more or you pick less. More or less than 2 to 6 players, their stat projections, and watch the winnings roll in. Demons and Goblins are the newest and exciting ways to play at Prize Pick. Squares marked with red demons or green goblins. Things Michael would fuck. Get you different payouts. You can now win up to 100x your money with as little as 4 correct picks.
Want to play alongside some of the Prize Picks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mills and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find. We do know him. You can now find community plays under the promo tabs of the app to view entries from, some of the biggest names in Prize Picks community each week. That is super fun.
It's super simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds.
And the app is incredible. I honestly don't follow. I only follow basketball. I don't follow other sports. And I just did football during the football season. It is super easy. I literally understand it. I don't even watch
It's a fun way
football.
to feel invested in the game.
100%, dude.
If you get bored of games or you just want to kind of dabble in some DFS, it's a great place to start out. So you can go to prizepicks.com/socks and use promo code SOCKS for your first deposit match up to $100. Thus, you put in $68, they're going to match your 68.
What about $17?
They're going to match your 17.
What about 190?
They're not going to do it.
Only 100.
But they'll do 100, which is like 100 big chickens back in the day. They raised the price of my chickens. Inflation is going to shit.
Market price. Prizepicks.com/socks and use code SOCKS for the first deposit match up to $100. Guys, go do it. Go have fun.
Pick more, pick less.
DFS.
It's that easy.
Goddamn. I have a niece and a nephew, and their whole class and them, there's certain words that they'll say in a British accent. Everyone does this now, and not everyone, but you know what I mean?
Well,
which is so fascinating.
The kids are getting Australian accents now from Bluey.
That's
But there used to be like a soap. I think it still exists called Neighbours, which is where like Kylie Minogue and Natalie Imbruglia comes from, and all this type of stuff. All these, there's 2 soaps in Australia, Neighbours and Home and Away. And Home and Away gave you Margot Robbie, so you're welcome.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
She's fine.
Hot.
Look, I got to give it up for Margot Robbie. She's one of the elites.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't be prouder to have Margot Robbie as being
Like a
Australian.
representative?
I was on Kimmel, and the other guest was Margot Robbie. And like, if you done Kimmel, the dressing room doors are
Right
there
next
and
to each
there. And so I was just hanging out the front of my door like I was looking for someone.
Playing it cool.
Because I just wanted to meet, like,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
married
yeah.
guy
You're
would
already
go. I just
there.
want to say hello to her.
Yeah.
And I thought, she might know who I am. We're both Australian. There might be an in there.
Yeah.
I walked by, made proper eye contact. There was no recognition in
Nothing?
it. Nothing.
Did
Nothing
you try
whatsoever.
anything? Start yelling about Vegemite or something to really land her?
Well, I remember she did that thing where she's on late night shows where she was like, she was there going, and Jimmy's like, we found a photo of you when you were young. What's with this photo? It's a picture of her in bed with a Harry Potter book. She's like 12 and she's wearing glasses and her hair's back and she might have braces or something like that. She goes, I was such a nerd. And it's like, you're fucking 12. You know what I mean? You liked Harry Potter. There's no one. No one is expecting you to be anything but a kid.
Nobody expects you to be an entrepreneur at that point.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No one was expecting anything from it. But she did that thing where I remember I was standing in the wings because I was watching her set, and she goes, "Where did you get that?"
I know.
And I'm like, your mum.
Yeah.
Your mum, Margot.
Somebody.
Literally a
You
producer.
rang your mum.
Yeah.
Your mom loves to pick up the phone. Moms have photos like that on deck.
You rang your mum. Your mum sent that to you. Then you gave it to Jimmy's people. Jimmy's people looked at it. They looked at the story. That's how we got the photo.
Yeah.
We know what happened there. But she's wonderful. I saw like a post of her the other day, and there was like a deaf autograph hound. You know those people who just wait out the front of airports and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he's can you sign this? And she was like, okay, she signed all the things. And he said, thank you, you know, like that. And then she went, oh.
No.
Oh my God.
Like she was really going through a Rolodex of sign language.
And the
That
guy
makes me
was,
feel-
and the guy
And
was
then
just like,
he's just
jerk
like-
me off.
They're like,
That makes me feel
then
like
he was
such
like-
a piece of shit American.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is this
here
it?
it is here.
No.
I have Duolingo on my phone. I got to step my game up. He's
That's
milking
amazing,
it.
man.
He's milking it.
That is amazing.
I'm kidding, but this
Yeah,
camera
no,
guy, this camera guy sucks.
this isn't the only footage. The one I saw was her just out the front of another thing, but it's the same gist, right? She signed languages to the deaf, man.
Dude, you should have done that to
fucking-
her
Yeah.
when you saw her. That would have stopped in her tracks.
I only know bullshit. I do a whole
Jim
thing on sign
Jefferies.
language. Bullshit.
Is it?
Yeah. Cunts this. Like that.
That's a pretty good
That's
one.
a
for
good
Because
one.
vagina's
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Vagina's
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
cunts this.
God, that's so funny.
I don't know anything.
I do a
Oh, is
thing.
it?
One of
Yeah,
these
isn't
is I
this
love
like
you. One of
fuck
these
This
is
I
fuck
do a
you.
routine about this, but this is slut, right?
What is slut? No way. Does
Like a
is it
big
bigger the
open
slut the wider you
vagina?
go?
Yeah.
Yo.
You
just don't stop?
Because I go, it'd be less offensive if it was. Like,
Right.
that would be less
This
offensive.
is personal.
Then that's really.
This is fun. This is a Tuesday night with the boys. This is personal.
Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
vagina is wide.
yeah.
Like Moses separating the sea.
Mean spirited, some of the sign language, but there's abortions.
Oh no.
No, it is
In
not.
the trash?
Yeah.
That was like what your son was doing with the tissues over there.
They go for it, the deaf. They don't worry.
Well, I've done shows where there's like a college show and there's an
Yeah.
interpreter there.
Yeah, I
And
do a whole routine on
Every
this.
time there's an interpreter, it's like my simple brain goes, how do you say fuck? How do you say sex?
You every time you swear, you turn, the audience can't focus as they turn and look.
Yeah, because they want to know.
And it's irritating. And I've always wondered who pays for it.
I'll
Does
tell
the
you.
theatre-
I'll tell you. We do.
Do we?
Sir.
I was thought
yes.
it might be. I don't think that's fair.
No.
I don't think so either.
I didn't make them deaf.
No?
There's no subtitles on this show, is there?
No, we'll
All
turn
right,
off.
we're all
No,
good
they
then.
won't
We're all
hear
good.
it. Yeah, you're
I
good.
don't
You're good.
I don't want to
You're
upset
good.
anybody. I'm not in the business of upsetting
Unless we
anyone.
clip it with Braille, you're
I mean, that's
good.
the whole thing. And if you tell on me, then you're a terrible person. If you tell a deaf person right now that I just made that joke, what a cunt you are.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking on.
And
You cunt slut.
I didn't know that until you said we were paying for it. It made me really happy. I did. My first show I had an interpreter was in DC. It was a great show. It was awesome.
Me too.
And I looked over and I very deaf. Maybe they're the same fan, but I looked over and I saw them and they were laughing so much with the interpreter. It made my heart really warm. And then you just told me that we pay for it. I was like, man.
Well, they used to just give you one interpreter. But my shows were going too long, and so they had fucking 2 interpreters because they
got
through the
tired?
workout,
I've
so
had
they
that.
had to rotate.
Well, think about that.
You
That's
rotate.
an hour of fucking gang signs.
But then you have one person who has better timing than the other interpreter,
oh shit.
and you're like, that person's killing.
yeah, they're bombing right now.
Yeah, and now they're moving on this other cunt, and this other cunt's not timing me jokes up or missing nuance.
It would be funny as a host, feature, and headliner, the better signers came out for each ranking.
And I tell you what, the blind, if they don't half always sit in the front row, always, without fail.
So true.
Without fail, if there's a blind to be had, they're always they're always
That
in
sounds
the
like the
front.
beginning of a
And
book.
look, they can hear it as well. They know.
Yeah.
The podcast is their medium.
They love it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. One of my
Hey, to the blind, we're all the same age.
Yeah, exactly. One of my best moments was in San Francisco, and a blind person yelled out about something, saying, we joked about watching how do blind people watch porn on the show, and this girl, it was like right before the closing joke, she goes, blind people do watch porn, front row. And
Well, you listen to it.
Yeah.
You listen to it. You want
well,
someone.
that was my whole thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
that would be the thing. Compilation, no music. You know, you always put
exactly.
that in your
Yeah.
sponsors. Because you know what I mean? I always put in all my porn searches have no music.
Yeah, of
That
course.
that would be right
I
at the top
hate-
for the.
I
for
I
the
hate
for-
music
when
so
they put like
fucking much.
EDM, it's like at least line it up when the guy comes.
Oh,
Let
and
the
also,
bass drop.
when it's like death metal, they put on it. It's like,
Have you I've never seen a porn with death metal.
Oh,
No,
you know, it's like so angry.
It's
Really?
always like some real
Yeah.
angry
And
fucking.
the metal matches what's happening in the scene. It's just too much.
It's funny if it doesn't. Like,
Yeah,
just make
yeah,
slow,
yeah,
passionate
yeah,
love to like,
it's-
You know what pisses me
Metallica.
off is when they do an amateur and they leave the fucking TV on. I don't want to know the top 10 plays on ESPN while you're stroking out
kinda
your
cool.
girlfriend. I hate it.
Yeah.
I can't focus. I'm listening to fucking LeBron stats.
I just don't
as
like
I'm
when
trying
you
to
can hear
jerk
the
off.
guy breathing. The phone's like right here. Yeah, it's so fucking. It's like this is ASMR. Get out of my eardrums.
Yeah.
because he's whispering. That's so fucking.
Stop
I'm
it.
over it. I'm over
So
it.
what TV show is in the background that you're unhappy with? Like you can really, like okay, so you can really like date the porn from the programming that's
Oh, yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember that 9/11 porn. It was. I,
One to never forget.
I can tell you what date that was.
That's so
Early
funny,
morning
yeah.
sex. That was.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of the.
It was 3 towers that went down that day.
Hey,
Hey, come on.
Hey,
it's a
come
lot of
on
the
now.
Roku screensaver in the backgrounds of those homemade porns. That like purpley screen that just floats
Yes.
by.
Yeah.
It's a lot of those. I would imagine.
I get a lot of this from men. I do the meet and greet afterwards, and people come up to me and they go, "Hey, you're the reason that we're together." It could be the girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like I took her on a date, and then I always show my first dates your stand up, and if they laugh, I know they're up for it. And if
It's not
It's
bad.
not bad.
It's not bad.
What do you say to that?
I'm like, you're welcome. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I always think that like people who come on dates to my stand up, I'm like, it's either going to go real well or real bad for you.
Yeah.
You're either going to find out whether this is a fun person or just not your bag
I
whatsoever.
mean, you're so funny, but you do push the controversial line, and we all get it. But do people ever walk out? Have you ever had that? I'd
Yeah,
imagine
but
at
not
some
as
point.
much. Not when you.
Your fans are there for
Not
you.
when you get to theaters, not so
Yeah.
much. But still in comedy clubs, we still. But at the, so I host a game show in Australia,
Mhm.
and I love hosting a game show in Australia. But it has opened me up to another audience of people
Oh,
who
right.
I'm just I'm on network TV doing question answer stuff, right? And so. Like on one of the episodes, if I say the slightest thing wrong in the episode, I will get 10 messages of "fuck you" from
Really?
people. If a
We got to
li-
think about the people who watch game shows.
little things,
What do
right?
you mean little wrong? What is
Okay,
it?
so like things that so I have 100 contestants every episode, and there's
Mr.
one.
Beast video? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
100?
It's called the 1% Club. There's a version of it coming out here to America.
Can I be on it?
You can be on the Australian one if you want to be
Okay,
a
cool.
contestant
Yeah,
on the Australian
Quick
one.
flight. I'll bring a
12
2-year-old.
grand? Yeah. Tissue. Let's go.
Right. It's 100 grand you can win. The IQ questions. The first question is a question that 90% of the population gets, so we lose 10 contestants. Their lights go out.
Yep.
And then 80%, 70%. And then they're all IQ questions. So it really does come down to the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
And a 10-year-old has the same chance as a 9-year-old. There's
Oh.
no, there's nothing you can learn to get into it or whatever. It's just whether you're dumb or thick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or dumb thick.
And so you're talking to 100 people. So sometimes there was something like there was a guy over here and he was sort of flirting with this girl over here. And I said, well, come on, he seems all right. You're a good looking girl. I said, you're a good looking girl. Like that was meant to be demeaning that I said to a contestant. I don't think she was fucking upset, but I got a whole heap of, and then I said something off the cuff. I went, remember back in bloody history, I said the good old days when women couldn't vote, right? I said that, right? And then I had a line afterwards. I go, but we did die in wars back then, so let's call it even.
Yeah, that's funny.
And
then it was like, how dare you, young girls will be watching, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's very clearly, I don't want women not to be able to vote. Like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah,
very clearly having a laugh.
I would imagine the people that watch game shows is a certain they get agitated easily.
Well, I think the game show is doing rather well, and I think it's because I'm
talented.
I'm a bit of a throwback to Australia. Okay, I haven't lived in Australia since the year 2000, so my accent hasn't changed since the year 2000. So even Australian vernacular has changed over the last 24 years.
Really?
Wow.
So I come back and I sound like I'm this old timey, like, how you going, skippity doo dah, boo boo boo, like this. Right?
Do you think how has it changed? It's just
Well, it's just I didn't know the word shoey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's things like there'll be questions where I just seem like I'm a throwback to TV from the 90s or something. I think people find it refreshing or something because I worked quite hard. I didn't work hard, but I tried very hard not to lose my accent because I lived in Britain before this and I haven't, since the year 2000, I haven't lived in Australia. So I've lived more of my life outside of outside of Australia.
Oh,
so,
sure.
and I don't remember the first 10 years or so. You know what I mean?
drinking. Yeah.
Just drinking. but I've tried not to lose my accent. I don't think I will lose it now. I think it's been long enough.
I was gonna say.
But what do you do? Do you just watch like old Australian movies?
No, I just keep a check of
That was a
myself
good
if I
no,
say
by the
something.
way.
No.
Yeah, that was a good
Now-
no. That was a very American no.
Oh no.
Yeah, the one thing that
That's
threw me
right.
up when I was there was like it's not aluminium.
Aluminum.
Oh, see, there it is. That's real. That's authentic right there.
Aluminium. Well, what I saw my wife's English, and she goes to our son. She goes, how about I get you some tomato? Like this.
Tomato.
And I went, there's a fucking song about this.
Is there?
Yeah, you say tomato, I say
tomato.
tomato.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the word that we have the song about.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't lose your accent. It's cool sounding
So
British.
how do you say it?
I say tomato.
Okay.
Tomato.
The other one was tattoo. That was funny out there.
Tattoo.
Yeah, the front row's guy had it. And he goes, oh, gobble and ta.
Australians and tattoos, fucking tattoos, bloody dumb.
Goddamn.
This podcast is sponsored by Manscaped, our boys at Manscaped, dude. 2024 is here and it is full swing, and that means it's time for a New Year's resolution check-in with our friends at Manscaped, dude.
Spring is coming, dude.
It is. And
you're going to whip it out and you're still going to have a bunch of leaves left over?
can't,
No.
don't want that.
Spring cleaning? Spring clean your cock.
I use Manscaped probably twice a week, and my cock has never looked so good.
I've seen it.
And I'm proud of it. I take it out. It's not big, but it is well groomed.
It's aerodynamic.
Dude, it can go 60 miles an hour. No problem.
Whoa.
My pubes look like rich people's hedges. Does that make sense?
It does.
It does.
And they probably look like that because Manscaped is on their 5th generation lawnmower.
Wow.
It's not just a trimmer, it's your own grooming sidekick. 5th gen? Who's making this? Tim Cook? Dude, it's good. I mean, I literally travel with the Manscaped and also the nose one. They have everything on their website. Even if
And ears.
Ears. They have everything on the website. They got boxers. They got ball deodorant. They got lotions. They everything you ever need to make sure you're fresh. The last thing a girl wants to do is go down and your dick tastes like nacho cheese. Or maybe.
And the Manscaped 5th generation lawnmower, dude, it is equipped with 2 skin-safe blade heads. A standard one for taking a little off the top and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. Let me tell you something. My butthole, clean, trimmed, feeling good. So, get 20% off and free shipping with code STIFF at manscaped.com. Embrace a new you and definitely embrace a new trimmer, courtesy of Manscaped. That is 20% off and free shipping with code STIFF at manscaped.com.
Goddamn.
Is this a
dumb.
real thing that Australian accents are because they were British people being hammered? Is that like a real thing, or people just fucking around?
They call it drunk Cockney, so slowed down Cockney. So all the original prisoners were believed to have come from the south of England on the First Fleet and all that type of stuff. So all the convicts that came over and in the heat and with alcohol and that type of stuff, they reckon that's where the and they reckon the accent happened pretty much all straight away. It didn't take a long time to get into. Yeah, so
Dude, that's crazy.
So drunk Cockney is meant to be the voice of the day. What were we talking about before this? You said something before this.
Tomato.
Keeping your accent. How do you keep your accent?
Oh, no, it's lost now. I had a joke. It doesn't matter now.
Ah, fuck.
My memory's not what it used to be.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, text it to me. We'll put it in.
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
Yes.
I don't get. Does everyone need to fucking have one?
Tattoo.
Do you remember, like, do you have some?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah,
We made our producer get one for the show.
Yeah, a bit of fun, though.
It was fun. It was fun. It's not like
I don't like inspirational quotes.
No.
Of course not.
If you have an inspirational quote, everyone who has an inspirational quote thinks they're deep. They think they're a deep person who has some other bit of some other quote from another person as well. That's just written on your arm, and then you're like, "Oh, this means something to you." Then fucking remember it, cunt. Remember it. Remember
Make
it.
it your phone wallpaper. It's free.
Make it one.
Yeah.
Something I like to say.
I don't like when tattoos have a follow-up question. Like this girl had coordinates, like longitude, latitude, and you have to ask, like, "Oh, well, where is that?" You can't.
I don't.
You can't look at that.
I know that they want that, so I don't do it.
Yeah, my cousin, bless her heart,
You
she's
can't
great.
dress them down. A tattoo. You can't dress them down. If you get yourself a great big bear on your shoulder.
Yeah.
There's always a great big bear on your shoulder. Doesn't matter if you're at a sleeveless funeral. Or
let's be honest.
Right.
If it's a sleeveless funeral, that person
but I
died
always
on a
think,
go to that
motorcycle.
fucking funeral.
I always
dude.
think more about wedding days because women don't
Yeah.
want to have their arms covered at wedding days. And then you've just got like fucking a picture of the Pringles man. And you're like,
Yeah, my cousin, she's great, but she has this on her like knuckles, and I was like, "What is it?" She's like, "I have only told one person what that ever means." I'm like, "I got to get a passcode for this."
yeah, but also, I knew a bloke who I was looking at. I go, "What's that tattoo?" Why are you staring at me? Like this other comic years ago. And I was like, what? You've put pictures on yourself?
Yeah.
You don't want to be asked about your pictures?
Yeah.
Don't get fucking pictures.
Exactly.
I haven't asked anyone about their moles or anything.
Dolly Parton's on your
haven't.
forearm. What does that mean to you?
Dolly Parton's meant to be tatted up.
Is really?
What do you mean?
She always wears long sleeves and she's always like this. She's meant to have full cover up tattoos.
Really?
Someone Googled bloody Dolly Parton arm tattoos because you can sometimes see them through.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, Dolly Parton's into tattoos and she's got them all over her arms, but she keeps them covered up for all of her southern people to be.
Is Dolly Parton?
I don't know why I know so much about Dolly Parton. I just saw a documentary on Dolly Parton, right?
Okay.
Man, when she was like 18, 19, we didn't know.
Nope.
We only even known her as an old lady. Man, she would have been harassed in the country music scene.
Jesus.
Like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Good looking
like,
lady?
Yeah, no, good looking woman. And she seems pretty tough about the whole thing, you know what I mean? Like she goes, a few people came and tried to say something, but I put them in their place. And
Yeah.
You're like, good on you.
Yeah, like what entailed that put him in the place thing? What happened? You know what I mean?
I like her. She got moxie, Dolly Parton. They're like, what's Jolene about? Oh, it's about this woman who used to be a bank teller around town that's trying to fuck my husband.
She was
She says
crushed
that in
on
the
stage.
documentary.
That's what's so weird about she's hiding tattoos. It feels like it doesn't. Her persona would fit it. No.
I feel like she probably wants to keep
the
some
Christian.
things private.
It's the
And yeah,
Christian
bit
thing,
of
though,
the Christianity and does it go with Dollywood?
Yeah, maybe she has like motivational quotes or something.
The fact that she has fucking a theme park is insane.
Does she?
Dollywood.
Where's this?
It's in like Tennessee or some shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wait.
Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a roller coasters and everything.
Dude, I told you this. I worked at a Dixie Stampede, a Dolly Parton Dixie Stampede when I went to college in South Carolina.
First of all, you never told me that.
Okay, well then great. Then let's jump on the story because it's hilarious. So the Knights of what's the Knights in the Round Table, whatever. What's the
Medieval
dinner and a
times.
show? The dinner and a show thing where
Medieval times.
Medieval times.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's that.
yeah.
It's that, but it's Civil War. So all the servers either dress in the North or the South. What? And dude, and ladies and gents, it gets way worse than this. So the one side has to be the Southerners, right? And we're in South Carolina. So people would go into work, look at the list, and be fucking pissed if they were the Northerners, right? And on top of it...
Why do they not want to be the Northerners?
Because they're all in the South.
I know, but you still want to be the winners.
Dude, but
Yeah, if I was
not
performing
them, though.
dinner theater in Germany, I'd still want to be the British.
Dude, they don't, but they don't think they lost, dude. They don't think they lost. It's like it's still a big thing. Anyway, it gets worse than this.
Actually, the Nazis were the best dressed.
They look, dude, Hugo Boss?
Lot of
They look
haircuts.
fucking hot.
Lot of haircuts.
Like for a work shift, what outfit do you want to wear?
This is so funny how low the stakes are.
And now I'm starting to think what this dinner theater looks like.
Dude, it like,
Is this
What was
still
the name of
kicking?
it?
oh, Dixie Stampede. So this is the
Even the name sounds January 6th-ish.
Dude, it's very January 6th. The worst part is when you're a Southern soldier, you have to pass out. So you get a big tray every course. You pass it out like it's a big table, right?
Yeah, it's just like chicken.
Yeah. So
Like
this
roast
is
chicken,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is the worst part. You're in a Southern outfit, passing out chicken, and we're in South Carolina. There's a high percentage of African Americans. So you are wearing a Southern outfit, passing out chicken to African Americans. I didn't realize what I was doing until like years later. I'm like, bro, that's
Is
crazy.
this still happening to this day?
I don't.
And what
Gabe's
does
gonna
the
look it
Southern
up.
outfit look like? Just like a Dale Earnhardt shirt?
Yeah.
No, like a uniform, dog.
But what does that look like?
Like an actual Civil War uniform of a Southern like that.
Right.
Wait,
so
what the
this
fuck?
is the Dixie Stampede. So
Yes.
so he was, just to put it
Looks
in
like hot dog
context,
Yeah,
on
there
a
we go.
stick.
he was a Jewish waiter
Yep.
dressed as a Southern soldier,
Yep.
giving chicken to African Americans.
Yeah, this is like a Four Loko of a person.
This is
the
what's
glass onion of
That's what I was wearing. That might be me.
Bro, that actually is
I'm not
literally
shitting you.
exactly what you just described.
that doesn't look like the back of your head.
No.
They did drop the Dixie from it. I don't know what Dixie
She's
means.
like, I
but
don't
that's-
want no part of this.
Yeah, it's
Is
just
it still happening?
What's it called now?
I was in Dixie.
It's,
That's terrifying.
Dog.
Why would anybody go to this?
I mean, honestly, and we fought in the middle.
Oh, you fought in the middle.
Not
as a-
this. I mean, you know what I mean.
No, you come in.
You did this?
Yes, sir.
How did you work
How
on
the
fucking?
fuck do you think he got into show business?
Dude,
This
I
is
have no idea.
You know what's so
Suck
funny?
somebody off?
This was my first. I actually was like stoked about this because like dinner and a show. You get to do a little thing in front of all these people. I was like, I did it. I
What
made
was your
it.
Southern monologue? Go.
No, this is nothing.
Oh, did you have to do the voice?
Yeah.
No, you all come back now. You're here. You're gonna have your sex. You didn't do that?
No voice. I'm
All right.
pissed.
You
I
know when
didn't. Now
people
that I think
tip-
of it.
When people tip at Colts when they sing, did people tip you? And
I
they're
just
like,
picture the
"Yabba-dabba-dee-ba-dabba-dum-boop."
kitchen just having trays of cornbread.
It is.
Yeah,
You
just
bring out trays of chicken, like full chicken, just boom, boom.
Was it a good show at least, or was it just
No, it
like,
was trash.
No, it's all garbage. Those shows.
It's all-
Really?
dude, there's a
I
bunch of
went
horses and
to
shit.
a
It's
couple
bad.
with my kids were little where I was like, oh, come on. And so my first son, the 11-year-old, I went to monster trucks and this and medieval
yeah.
times
Yeah.
and all this type of stuff. And now with this next son, I think I'm going to give most of it a pass. I don't
Yeah.
think. My son never
Really?
looks back on those memories. I never went to anything on ice.
true.
I never went to anything on ice.
There we
He's
go.
putting everything
not
on
do-
ice?
I'm
Fast
not-
and the Furious on ice?
I'm not doing anything on ice. I'm not that fascinated by on ice. The on ice makes me upset.
Really?
Well, because these
Dora on ice?
cunts are really good at ice skating, and they
Oh,
were
yeah.
probably in the Olympics, and now
It's pretty sad, yeah,
they're
you're right.
just fucking Tigger.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's super sad,
So
man.
it doesn't impress you because it's sad, or it's just
It just
weird?
makes me sad. It's the same thing about Cirque du Soleil. I watch Cirque du Soleil, and it's more impressive than the Olympics. And I'm like, I know
It's
these
fascinating.
I know these cunts are getting paid nothing, and they're all like Eastern European gymnasts and stuff like that, and they all live in apartments on the outskirts of Vegas, and they have to come in every day and fucking listen to the Beatles over and over and over
Oh,
again.
this is so
Then they
sad,
have to
dude.
fucking.
I saw the show there.
Oh, it's
yeah.
a great show.
Yeah.
It's
really
fantastic.
good, yeah,
but
yeah.
there's about, 10 Cirque du Soleil shows on
Well,
the
I'd love
strip?
to hear your
Yeah.
take on strip clubs. If this is your take on Cirque du Soleil,
Well, okay. Strip clubs aren't as okay. Cirque du Soleil, you're all athletes. You're all fucking ripped. You have to stay that way physically to get
Yeah.
through the day, right?
yes.
You're dangling off cables. You have to catch people. If you don't catch that person dies. And you have to catch them every day. You can't have one day off.
That's
now,
tough.
the chances are you're doing a matinee and a thing. You're doing, let's say you're doing 10 performances a week,
Yeah.
right? 10 performances a week. You have to catch this woman 10 times. You're both ripped. great bodies. The chances of everyone in the Cirque du Soleil staff not fucking each other is very slim.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in Cirque du Soleil is fucking someone else from Cirque du Soleil.
And they're fucking good too because they're all limber and shit.
They've all got great bodies.
Yeah.
They've got better bodies than the rest of us. They live in
they
Vegas.
fuck
They're
like a
not
hula
out
hoop.
partying all the time. They work the same hours.
Yep.
That's their community of people.
Exactly.
They also can speak Russian to each other.
Yep.
Right? They're happy days,
Yeah.
right?
They're all
probably
against
why
the
they say
Ukraine and
Everyone
stuff.
in Cirque du Soleil is fucking each other. Now, this chick here, you catch her every day, you're fucking her, but now she's fucking Igor over here.
Oh, and Igor's
Right?
got a big hog.
Yeah. And you have
big
to
hog
show up to
man.
work every night and fucking catch Svetlana?
Oops,
Fuck
I
that.
slipped.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No. I buttered
it
some
must
bread,
be
I
a very
dropped you.
tense something in the way. Fucking
It is so funny, the dynamic. Whatever workplace there is, they're fucking.
yes.
Any work, whatever it is.
I
Red Lobster,
found that.
fucking.
Where else do you meet people? If not at work, where do you meet people? How do people meet?
Yeah, I mean, you have. It's like, yeah, it's 'cause
dating
especially-
apps or in work
Well,
or
that's
bars. I
you
guess.
young people. Okay, I'm going to take you back in time.
Do it.
Literally, this is how we used to meet people, right? You'd go into this dark room where no one could hear and
I'm
you'd
in.
hope for the best,
Oh,
right? That's all it was
sounds
nightclubs.
horrendous.
The club.
You walked into a club with lights flashing and went, oh! That's how we hooked up with other human beings. Hello!
Yeah, and
How are
yelling.
you?
And there's no music even
Good.
playing.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. And if it wasn't that, you met people. I always met girls working on the different jobs I had, bartending and stuff before I became a comic. That's how you met other girls because they were there. I used to sell mobile phones and fucking, that was.
Oh, yeah. Boost Mobile's the horniest place on planet Earth. Well, it's like anywhere. It's like you've worked comedy clubs your entire life. You go there, it's like half the staff is fucking each other. Like after that last Saturday show.
That was comedy clubs you'd meet girls there and stuff because you'd be working with them for a week.
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
you'd be there all week talking the way like you'd get into a friendship.
But even like
I
at the
still
end of
have
Saturday.
friends with different waiters and stuff from comedy clubs from all over the country.
Yeah.
I still have friends.
Yeah, it'd be the Saturday after the late show. They're like, hey, we're all going out. And then you see true colors because everybody who's working together is now making out together. It's just like this unison pack.
No.
Then it's this weird, like, everybody's fucking everybody.
There's always one chef that's just like,
Dude,
I
chefs-
used to date Sally, but she's got too big for me now.
Chefs at a comedy club is hilarious. They heat up taquitos.
But then every now and again, there's food in a comedy club that's quite good.
Yes.
But-
And that what it goes around the comedy circuit like this, and it's never great food.
No.
But it's
good.
the bar is so low.
The bar is
But
so
it's
low.
great for comedy.
Yeah.
It's
and
made
you
for
go,
comics.
You go, oh no, you can eat stuff there. Can
It's
you?
literally.
Can you?
What was I? Oh, the fucking ice house. Somebody told me like, no, the food's actually decent here.
Flappers is all right, man.
Flappers is
Flappers
good.
is good. Yeah, no, it is. It's
Right.
great.
I did my first feature weekend there.
Flappers
and
is
they paid me a
elite
steak.
food for a comedy
Because
club.
it used to be a macaroni grill.
But that's the whole thing. It's got a bigger kitchen than it does showroom.
Yes, holy shit.
Yes. Holy shit.
Dude,
I
you
didn't think like
walk
that.
through it and there's a whole line cooking there. Yeah, I was getting
there's
paid in
like big
steaks.
stainless steel benches and all that stuff. I know, it's all right. It's all right.
But here's the thing, though. If you ever run to a comedy club where the food is too good, I feel like the actual show sucks.
Because the people in the front row are eating this
Like, you
delicate
can't have a
burger with
fucking-
runny egg, and they're like, I want it medium rare.
Yeah,
Like,
you haven't-
I'm working on a callback about plants.
Like lamb
Yeah,
chops.
it needs
no.
it needs to not have cutlery.
Yes.
You got to
Simple
not have
food.
cutlery.
Yeah.
I've always seen like every time I've done a corporate in a restaurant, that always feels like the death of you is the cutlery. Just hearing that on
Where
the
was,
plate.
there was a guy eating, Tempe Improv, great comedy club. This guy was eating broccolini florets in the front row.
Can't.
Hurry the fuck up. Eat it during the feature. He just... It's just such a disrespectful... it just feels so rich.
There's no comedy club in all of England or Australia that has dessert. I always find that weird when Americans just get like a brownie with a big chunk of
Oh, yeah, dude. They're sending a
And you're like-
Pazuki
you're
out.
like, this is my headliner meal.
Yeah, and they course it out right there.
Yeah.
Appetizers are the host, and the features a steak.
You ever like eating?
Creme
You ever like
brulee.
eating when you're like watching a fucking movie, whatever, at your house, and you're eating, you like miss some shit. You're like, hold on, you have to rewind it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like the amount of people that miss setups and fucking callback? It's like no food.
None.
Stop
My
food.
favorite clubs we do chips and salsa. That's it.
That's
'Cause
it.
It's here. But the second somebody's like, oh, the fatty
also in
piece.
saying that, I think that the cinemas can expand on food.
They're
agree.
getting crazier.
I agree. Give me a burger.
Give me a bucket of nuggets.
Yeah.
And a fucking little sauce dippers on the side. This seems like the ideal.
Yes.
Or even popcorn chicken. It's there for the taking.
Yeah.
You're serving popcorn.
Popcorn
Do you
makes
want it
it
in popcorn form or chicken form?
All you got to do is add chicken to the menu, and you're
You've already
doing
got the
it.
buckets.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
They have hot dogs.
They have hot dogs.
Hot
They
dogs
have
are fine.
slices of pizza.
Yes.
They've gone into the hot
Anything
realm.
where you can do it on autopilot. You don't need to look. I haven't been to one of the new ones, but have you guys where it's like
Yes,
it's lit-
dude.
Have
yes,
you?
it's like a first class seat.
Yeah, and then you
have a
order the
server
food
and
as you
shit.
go along,
Yeah.
and then you go.
Distracting?
It's a little
I like
distracting.
it, but but they've been doing this for years, where you put in an order and then you go halfway through the film, I'll get a drink, and then when you're drinking, you go, and every 30 minutes send me another beer, and then you're like this, and then it's like, but then it's like, and I'll have dessert in the last 20 minutes, and you're just stuffed. You're like, I didn't need to eat this much fucking
You didn't
food.
need, but you also don't know what the fuck's happening in the movie. Dude, I don't really drink that much. I got fucking the last time I did one of those, whatever the fuck they're called, I got hammered. I had like 4 drinks. I'm with a girl that I barely know. I have no fucking idea what the movie was
It's
about.
a matinee. You're hammered. It's 2 p.m. You got to
Hammered.
drive home.
Was this on a date?
A day.
It was President's
Okay.
Day.
Hey!
I thought you had a girlfriend for President's Day.
This is pre
It was a
or the
pre.
same?
It was actually the same girl, but it was like our second date.
Second day, you got hammered at
Dude,
a fucking, what
yeah.
movie was it?
I got
hammered at all my
none
dates.
two. None
Yeah?
two.
The amount of dates I look back at and I go, I got hammered on a first date. Why didn't that girl call me? And then I'm like, I got hammered. And in Britain, that's all right because they're hammered as well. But in America, you're all fucking so reserved, man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, I've been on some dates. But the first date I had with my wife.
Where'd you meet your wife? Sorry.
I met my wife on a dating app.
Okay.
Right. So.
Oh well, back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
Dark
Hello.
No, but I'm saying it's so
That's
good.
how you message her?
My wife would not have talked to me in a nightclub in a million years.
Really?
But
Raya?
Raya,
Yeah, me too, baby.
So I'm on the Raya. I meet my wife, and then I go, hey, you want to go out sometime? Blah 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 blah. And it turned out that she literally lived 500 meters from where I lived. Right. And so
I feel like she'd be creeped out by that at first.
I think she
Yeah.
was like, oh, this guy's convenient if I want to have a shag or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like this, right? And so I said, oh, we're going on a date on not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday because I'm going to be on the road. And so it was like 10 days. And then in that 10 days, she didn't write to me or anything like that. And then I thought, because I'm an old person, I went, I'll ring her up in case she's weird, chat to her for 5 minutes on the phone. I'll find out, whether she's a good laugh or not.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
And then she looked at me through a young person's lens where she's like, he's calling?
Yeah, it's
Like
weird.
you people don't like
you
to.
in the hospital?
You people don't like
Yeah.
to have. If the phone rings, what is this psychopath up to? And I'm like, this is good.
Yeah.
She'll appreciate the extra effort.
It's going to be more skewed. Did you do like a warning text? Hey, I'm going to call you, or just
you have
blind
to do
call?
a
No,
warning
just
text.
blind call.
Oh,
Blind call?
call's wild.
She probably thought it was a spam call or something.
Yeah, no, but she had my number in the phone. I'm
Yeah.
like, and I left a message like, hey, just wanted to chat to you before we go out.
Oh, you left a message?
Yeah, you can't leave a
Yeah.
message. Oh, this is.
Yeah, anyway.
I can't believe she went out with you.
Anyway, then I didn't hear from her. And then the day of the date, it was like we were filming an episode of the Jim Jefferies show. And so I was getting drunk after the episode. And I was going out with a couple of guys from the crew, right? And she rings me up about an hour, like, where are we meeting for this date? And I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 10 days.
Yeah.
I've
And
had
I
that same
called
thing
you.
happen.
I called you and you didn't respond. So
So
I just assumed
It
this
wasn't.
wasn't happening.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then she went, oh, but she goes, I had my nails done and I'm like, well, I'm out drinking. I'm already drunk.
I'm hammered.
I'm already drinking with a whole lot of other people right now.
Yeah.
And she went, all right, I'll have 3 shots of tequila and I'll come and meet you so I'm on the same page.
Was that when you knew that was your wife?
And I
when she
thought,
said that?
she's all right, this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it turns out she hardly drinks. It's not like, it's very uncommon for her to drink. But this particular thing, and she came down the
super sweet.
She
man.
came down the stairs, and I was like, oh, she's all right. I think we had a snog in the first 5 minutes or something. We were right into each other.
That's great.
But,
when did you find out how close you guys lived to each other? Pre-date or during the
we
date?
knew that talking on Raya.
Because it'd
Yeah.
be funny if she's like, I'm going to go home. You're like, me too. And she's like, are you following me?
Yeah, I look, I don't know if my chat was that good on Raya either. I don't think but
This is a dumb question, but do you think you text any different with an Australian accent? Words you say?
Probably.
I
weird.
say the word me instead of my.
Okay.
I got me this, I got me that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't think I never throw a crikey in there or anything.
Right.
Yeah, you don't throw a cunt
I
in there
guess-
every once in a while?
But like, when girls meet you for the first time, are they surprised by your accent if you've been messaging?
I think they probably would have Googled me before they met me, if they met me on the app, and then they would have checked you out before. I've never seen them go, you know, like this. But
You talk like a didgeridoo. What the fuck?
I talk like a didgeridoo. Oh, jeez, bloody racist.
Do you find a lot of people try to imitate?
I can't get over it. I go, that hollowed out stick is an important part of my culture, mate.
That and Kangaroo Jack, baby. That's all Americans know about you. Do you find that people try to imitate or they start talking like you if they hang out with you for too long?
People have a go at the, how are you going? And all that sort of stuff. But my wife does a sort of bogan, which is our sort of
Bogan's like redneck, right?
Yeah, our white trash.
That in Tasmania,
right?
I'll do some of those in the show.
Yeah, so my wife does like a bogan Australian voice around the house, and she just slips into it all the time.
Really, that's fun.
She's been because my family, we're not the best spoken folks ourselves, you know? And so she's always like, "Oh yeah, what are we having for dinner?" Oh, that's nice. She does that all the time, and I used to find it cute. Now I'm getting a bit all right.
Yeah. These are my people.
This is four. Yeah.
Yeah, but my wife's British, so she has quite a posh accent. My wife, as I say, so my wife's Indian descent, but British. And my special, I say Indian looky, British talky, right?
I feel like that's how you would break it to your son.
Jesus Christ.
Indian British talky, and because it never goes the other way, does it?
What do you mean? Oh.
You've never seen a white person with an Indian accent.
Yeah.
like I know there's people watching this right now that are furious with me saying this.
But it's
prove me wrong. Find me the footage.
I mean, here's the thing.
I think Zuckerberg might be a little bit, you know?
But there's gotta be.
He's got something in there.
It's called a microprocessor. This is a fucking robot.
But he's so rich, I
You're
think
like this. Like, Stephen Hawking's had a different accent to what he looked like, didn't he?
Yeah. You can program, get a new update.
Stephen Hawking. So he goes on the Epstein flights, right?
Yeah.
What do you reckon he gets up to? Because I've heard about him and orgies.
Yeah.
What do you reckon it is? Do you reckon they just put him on the ground and then
locked him in and took advantage of him?
But I've heard that he had orgies outside. Don't worry about Epstein. Don't worry about it. They're just regular orgies.
Right.
This is a man who cheated on his wife and married
and left her.
Who couldn't move, right?
I mean, wheeling out on somebody's crazy. The last thing you hear.
I mean, it's
it's like, you'll be okay without me.
Yeah, but didn't he cheat with who was it with?
I think it was one of his carers or something like that.
God.
There's something. So what is the scenario? Does he lay on the ground, get an erection, and then you all ride? Or do you all get on your knees and put your tits in his face and call it a day?
I think it's all 360.
Yeah.
I think girls are doing like tricep dips on his chair, like kind of like pumping on him. God damn. This show is sponsored today by BetterHelp, okay? If you've been thinking about starting therapy, I think BetterHelp is a great place to start because you can start from the comfort of your own home, your car, wherever you have a phone. It's off your phone, it's off your laptop, it's easy to use.
I literally did therapy about 2 weeks ago in my car.
Yeah.
And it was nice. You feel safe.
Must have been pretty therapeutic.
Yep. It was. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. And the greatest thing about BetterHelp, amongst other things, is you can switch therapists whenever you want. If you're not vibing, which for whatever reason, you can switch it up, no hard feelings, and then match you with licensed therapists, dude. And so many people that I know use this, we use this, we are obviously big proponents of therapy. I think just finding happiness and knowing yourself.
Super easy to get started too. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get you matched with a licensed therapist who suits you better. It's crazy the stuff that I think like there's no therapist that could help me with this, and then I talk about it and I match with the right person and I get the answers I'm looking for.
But I
get the tools.
Yes, it just gives you the skill set and the tool set you need to just make it through life's problems. Being an adult is super, super hard, and this arms you with just emotional agility that you need throughout your day and throughout your life. Highly, highly recommend. So become your own soulmate, dude, whether you're looking for one or not. So visit betterhelp.com/socks today and get 10% off your first month. That is betterhelp.com/socks to get 10% off your first month. Go find happiness, everyone.
BetterHelp.com/socks.
God damn.
Well, I took a friend with muscular. I have a whole sitcom about this, but I took a friend with muscular dystrophy to a brothel, right?
Yeah.
So
Wait, one more time.
You've never watched me TV show Legit, which is on Hulu.
There we go.
So that was all. The whole premise of that show was me and a friend took his brother to a brothel, which is legal in Australia, but his brother had muscular dystrophy, so he couldn't move, and we laid him on the bed and with the full knowledge that
he can move.
It was full. No, he can't move. Yeah, well, that's not a muscle. It's a blood sock. Blood just runs to it. There's no muscle
So
in
you
there.
can get hard if you have muscle.
Yes.
Oh,
So
thank
you
God,
can have
though.
The Lord
you
looking
can
out.
have all the rest of your body, but as long as the heart's pumping blood,
Oh, dude, that's great.
right, you can still get an erection.
Oh wow!
Thank
The
God.
things I learnt that day.
I'm like happy that
Me
they can get
too.
hard.
Yeah, but they can't fucking touch it. The great dilemma. You wake up in the morning with your erection
God.
Oh no!
and you're rejoicing about this. They have to go to hookers, man. Like, of course you'd fucking.
I would get so good at just throwing a fleshlight in the air and hoping it landed on there and just flipping it up.
But hold on. So does he just like pray for wet dreams?
If I was a nurse, I'd give him fucking, even as a male nurse. If there was a
one,
gay
too.
muscular
That was his
dystrophy
mom, I
lad,
helped him
Oh
out.
yeah, dude.
I'd give him a hand job and fucking move on with me day. It wouldn't
Yeah.
take long. You wouldn't do it
know how
every
much good
day.
karma you're gonna
you
get
wouldn't-
after
You
that?
wouldn't leave the cunt empty where you'd have to work for it. But if you leave it
That's
for
your
2
mitzvah
weeks
for the year, right
and you
there.
fucking 30 seconds on the clock, you could
At
fucking get that
most
done.
30
seconds.
At the
if,
most.
if you haven't got one off in about a year, it's gonna be quick.
Oh no, I'm not.
It's gonna be
I'm
a
not
lot.
leaving him
It's gonna be
once a
lot.
year.
The problem is if I'm a nurse, I'm doing it, then I have to clean it up because that's like sort of part of my job. That's gonna be a little annoying.
But I mean, you're already cleaning your shit daily.
There you go.
Stiff socks.
That's what happens. You clean it up with the socks. We were talking about this before we came on the podcast. I've never understood this wank into the sock, but I have cleaned
Cleaned.
with a
I have.
sock. With
It's
just a
funny.
sock that's like laying down the
Of
floor.
course.
You
It's
go,
anything
I have
within
taken,
arm's
I've taken
distance.
off my sock to get it off. I've jerked off with sock and then just do that. and
I had
feel
a
like-
bandana that I used for a long time.
What was the color?
Well, I know it was called the Wank Hank.
The Wank Hank! Isn't your son's name Hank?
Yeah, but this is short for Hanky. For like, not this is before him as well.
Also,
Maybe,
this
maybe
needs-
I named him after it.
Yeah. I think we just discovered something.
There was a lot of Hanks on the Hank.
Yeah, I mean, you should. I mean, the easiest merch ever. The Wank Hank.
But I remember my girlfriend at the time picking up, going, "I could wear." I'm like,
No.
"Don't wear that."
Don't wear the- It doesn't fold when she goes to put it around her head.
Yeah, he has a stiff brim on it.
It's a snapback. Yeah, I mean, it's really funny. When semen is out, anything in arm's distance is being used to wipe it off. I mean, anything. I'm using an iPhone 4 just to squeegee it off
I
in the
think
corner.
also just use your duvet and fucking your sheets.
That's
Just use your-
wild.
Really?
I think it's a little wild.
I have my
I'd rather
sheets.
use
I have my
dog.
sheets washed once a week and full change the bedding once a week, every
Okay.
week.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
What do
You
what
are smarter than
this is
us.
this is the thing I don't get, right? You watch these shows, Hotel Hell, or some other show about cleanliness or whatever. They'll
Oh.
go into a hotel room and they'll get that light and they'll go
black
like
light.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Looks like EDC.
semen all over the bed. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking hotel bed. You
Yeah.
think they're replacing the mattress every shift?
I just don't ask.
People
I
are
just
fucked
don't
on
assume.
that bed. They're fucked
and,
on that
and
bed.
gross too, because hotel sex is different.
It is.
It's you only do
Disrespectful.
anal in the hotel.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swear to God, most of my anal has occurred in a hotel or an Airbnb.
No, you don't
Anal
you
in
don't do
Airbnb
that.
is
You don't do it
hilarious.
at your own home. No.
No, you don't shit where
I
you
don't
eat.
do it in Airbnb either because
Hey, now.
then you have to. They know exactly who
Yeah,
you
they
are.
leave a
I like
review.
the faceless cleaner of a hotel.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Have you
dirty,
ever
it's
left like
grimy.
some horrible stuff in a hotel? You walk past the maid like this, and she's, hello. And you're
Oh,
like,
if it's real bad, I'll leave a 20 on the counter. Just be like, I am
yeah,
sorry.
no,
There's
100%.
coffee, there's blood, there's cum. A lot of C's coming up over here. I am sorry.
yeah. For the most part, I'm all right, but I've never kept a clean hotel room. I don't.
No.
You ever put your so Forrest Shaw, who opens for Forrest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Forrest, he puts all of his clothes away.
This guy does too.
I do too.
Every hotel you go to.
If I'm there for more than 2 nights, I will. One
No,
nighter,
I once did a 6 weeks in a hotel in South Africa.
And you're living out of the
and
bag?
I never put my stuff. When I go to do the game show in Australia, I'm in a hotel room for a month and I don't put the fucking shit away. Fuck that.
That's extreme. If I'm just for like a weekend, doing like a weekend, whatever, I
I'll
don't do
put
that.
jackets. I don't anything that will crease. I'll hang. But I've never used a drawer.
My
I've
favorite
never
was-
used a sock drawer, underwear drawer.
no, that's crazy. But if they give me 2 queens instead of the king size, I prefer that because then the other bed is now my closet. I'm spreading
yes,
everything.
yes. I do.
That's
Everything
fine.
I
That's
do the
fine.
mountain of stuff on the
Oh,
bed.
it's
Yeah,
great.
big fan of that. Big fan.
That's
of
my favorite.
My biggest pet peeve in all hotels is if you don't have blackout curtains, you're getting a 2-star rating off me.
Less.
I will lose my fucking mind. There was a place in fucking Iceland that just had sheer curtains.
Can't do that.
Not in a country where
It's
for 3
sunny.
months of the year it never gets dark.
Yeah.
For 9 months it's dark 24 hours a day, and then for 3 months it's sun 24 hours a day.
Why the fuck would you live there? Why the fuck would
they-
you live
There's
there?
like tax write-offs.
There's
like
less
Texas
than
out there.
300,000 people in the entire country.
If I lived there, there'd be one less. I would murder myself immediately.
Well,
broad daylight, all
I
day.
was talking to a girl there, and I'm like, so like one of the girls who was our promoters, and she goes, "It's okay living here, you know, but all the men are either two things. They either think they are Thor, or they are really weird."
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, with no sun and no this and fucking no real industry either. Just there's no trees.
There's no
on the fucking
direction.
cunting place because it's all moss on rocks because it's ice. You live it's called Iceland. It does what it says on the fucking tin.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
stupid? I thought Iceland and Greenland was a super cold when Iceland actually looked nice, or am I dumb as fuck?
Iceland's okay. Iceland first of all is only a 2.5 hour flight from New York. It's very
What?
close.
That's
yeah.
not real.
Yes.
I don't know how an atlas works, but that's not real. 2 hours?
It's 2.5 out to 3 hours. It's halfway. It's halfway to London, and you can get to London in 6.
Wow. I thought Greenland was 39 hours away.
We're not going to Greenland.
I mean,
I thought,
fucking
it was up by, I thought it was the North Pole.
No, but it is up there. But it's like so Nova Scotia and Canada, and then it's up in that little bit.
Canada's
there.
also too big, huh?
Yeah, I agree.
Canada's too big.
Yeah.
Canada's all right though. I have a lot of love for Canada, man.
Canada's
shows
good.
out there are
The
great.
shows
Great
are
people.
so good.
Canada, I sell tickets really well there. They've always come out for me. My TV shows have always done well in Canada. I got a little announcement for my Canadian fans coming up, but I can't say it yet.
Yep.
But no, they're always good shows, and they like having the piss taken out of them more
Yes.
than the Americans. I get a little bit of if you don't like it, go home. Whenever I take the piss out, you don't like it, go home, and that also happened for the people. I had a gun control routine that did
Yeah, that
rather
was
well.
everywhere.
That was like
Massive.
a big bit for a while, right?
Yeah.
And that was like hate, mail, and love all day. Hate, mail, and love. Hate, mail, and love. Right.
Yeah.
And from Canada, I do lots of stuff about. And then some fucking dopey Canadian Kevin went, okay, then doopa doopa doo like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, they love it. If I do like, I gotta go get to Tim Hortons and get myself. They fucking love it.
Yeah. If you nod to anything that's a big local thing out there, wherever you are. I mean, even when I was in Australia, I said like the bin chicken, the bird out there. I referenced it in my set. And I mean, I think that was the biggest.
Yeah, even now when I go back to Australia, I do how the country's changed, the difference between this, the difference and that. But when I was in America, I was very conscious of when I first came over and saying, I learned this in Britain, not to mention, just to do jokes that were universal, not like in Australia we say this and you say that, and you have this
It's a
animal, and we have
little-
this animal. And what is it with you Americans and all this bloody stuff like that?
Yeah.
I wanted to be it so that I didn't have any gimmicks or tricks that other comics could sort of go, oh, well, he's just doing this. Although I did it. There was some comics when I first moved over that was like, well, there was one comic who I'm now quite friendly with, but he was very like, oh, I don't get this. It's just a fucking accent, everyone. Calm down, right? And it was just, all my success was because of an accent. And I'm like, but I sell the same tickets in Australia.
And to them, I'm just a normal guy.
It can't be the accent.
Yeah,
because
so
they're
funny.
not fascinated
That's a
by
great
it.
point.
You gotta give me some
sounds like
credit.
my uncle. Yeah.
Did you
There's
notice-
no Australians like going, oh, it's a good voice. That's a bloody good
I
voice.
wish I
He's
could do
real.
that. Yeah.
Did you notice your crowd's changing a lot after the gun control bit? Because that bit was
That
everywhere. It was
gun control
massive.
bit went
There was a
stupid.
moment for a couple of years there afterwards where all the people came to see me do, and also the Jim Jefferies show was on at the same time, so people wanted to see me talk about the government and
Politics, yeah.
and politics and
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
little bit John Oliver-y about the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm up there saying cunt and talking about fucking having sex and drugs and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was getting a few walkouts after the gun control thing because then people were if I didn't do it, we're reviewing the show, like, and he didn't do gun control.
Oh, so that was like they
I'm
wanted
like,
encore.
Go fucking watch
Wow.
the fucking. I don't know how it goes. I
was hammered.
I've never watched it back. I tried watching it back
The gun
because I
control
was
bit?
going to do like a greatest hits tour for a while there, and then
Yeah.
I'd written enough material that I didn't have to do it. But I was like, all right, I'll close on gun control, and I sat there trying to watch it like this.
How many years after was it that it came out where you're trying to think
Oh,
back?
this is like recently. And then also
Really?
recently I just watched, I had a whole bit on Oscar Pistorius that people started posting because
Yeah.
Oscar Pistorius just got out and that was connected to the gun control bit. And I was looking at that and it's like looking at my younger self, like I was a lot more agile on stage. I think I have physically slowed down. I'm like on the stage dragging myself along the ground with no legs, like Oscar Pistorius going, I'd
You
get-
guess I want to see me attempt that.
I would get halfway to writing that joke and go, well, I'm not dragging myself along the ground.
yeah. God, that's so funny.
I'm not going to jump up on a chair or something. I'll hurt myself.
Oh, that's great. I think at the end of the show, you go, good night, and then it just plays on the YouTube screen right behind you.
Really not bad.
And that's just the encore. And then it's just people start just sit and watch like it's the end credits.
I did it once. I talked about this on a podcast recently, but I've done a routine about it. But I did the gun control routine once again after Mariah Carey paid for me to do a private
Oh
party.
yeah.
What?
And I had to do it. I did it again.
Mariah Carey paid for that?
Oh, she was
And that's
dating-
that Christmas money.
She was dating a Australian billionaire.
Okay.
And it was a birthday present for him because the thing is that's what rich people do. Even like
Rich people they go, I want this one guy to do this one joke for 5 minutes, and that's all I care
we
about.
don't. This guy's a billionaire. You don't buy billionaires stuff. They've got stuff.
They need
If they want
experiences.
expensive stuff or what they'll buy it.
Yeah.
Just like that. Give them experiences or people doing tricks. Even like I always say to my wife, I say, I don't want anything for my birthday. Please don't get me anything. Everything I want in the world, I want. I don't fill the house with any more shit. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
And so for my birthday, she bought us a private chef came over to the house. And I was like,
beautiful.
beautiful. That's
Yeah,
great. And
it's
that
a
was a
fun
good.
experience.
So it's just an extension of that. So whenever
Yeah.
I've done private functions, it's always for some ultra wealthy person.
Right.
You come out to do tricks.
Did you feel like a jester in that moment? Where
Yeah, I mean,
I was barefoot in the back garden. It was actually Brett Ratner's house at the time, right? And it was
you were barefoot in a garden?
was that on purpose?
because Brett Ratner's one of these cunts who doesn't like people having shoes in their house.
I hate that.
God.
I can't stand that.
You?
I
Yeah.
don't let me.
Yeah, it's like don't invite me over. Don't
You got to take your shoes off, and then you're doing gun control barefoot.
on the grass.
The neighbors probably thought you were just like a drunk uncle
I
just
didn't
yelling
have.
about guns.
I didn't have a microphone.
Really?
No.
I-
You're a billionaire. You can't give me a fucking microphone.
No. But it was a surprise. So I just showed up.
Karaoke machine.
Was there an opener, or you just start walking out babbling about guns?
I came out and just started doing routines.
No, dude.
And Eddie Murphy was sitting there.
Holy shit!
No.
and Al Pacino and Warren Beatty and there's a whole routine. I've just talked about this on another podcast. It's just fresh in my mind. So if you watch that podcast now, I'm sorry I'm telling you the same story. but I walk out. I stand at the end of the table, and I just walked up, and everyone's just looking at me, and I went, "Hello."
Oh no.
And I turned to him, James Packer, and I went, "Happy birthday, James. Mariah got me as a gift like this." And everyone's like, and Al Pacino dead set goes, "What is this?"
No.
I'm going to tell you all some jokes. And as I got started,
Oh no!
Leonardo
dude.
DiCaprio walked in,
What's happening?
right? Yeah, because James Packer, you heard of Rat Pack Productions?
Yeah.
Brett Ratner, James Packer, Rat Pack.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
they
the
knew
top
all
of
the
top.
movie
Yeah.
stars, right?
Yeah.
So fucking Leonardo DiCaprio walks in, and he's got the beard from the Reverend movie. He was still
Holy
filming that one
shit.
with the bear,
Yeah.
right? He fucking comes in, and everyone greets him like Norm from Cheers.
Yeah.
And they go, Leo, like this. And he came, and I've just started. I've done about 2 jokes that I haven't got. I'll tell you the joke.
Oh, in the middle of your set, Leo walks in.
Yeah.
That's worse than a check drop.
Yeah, but he doesn't know, right? He walks in, and everyone's like, Leo, and they all start looking past me, and he's walking on the gun. The routine I had, I remember Eddie Murphy was staring at me like, where the fuck are you going with this? Because I'd met Eddie Murphy in the kitchen before the show.
I was just gonna ask.
And he recognized me off the legit TV show, and I was like, "Oh my god, my hero!"
Yeah, of
knows
course.
who I am. And then he goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm doing stand up." He goes, "That's not going to go well." Now, you can ask Alex Murray, our manager,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Was at this gig.
Oh, really?
So
I
one
have
day
to.
you can hear his version of the whole thing, right? But Leonardo DiCaprio, so I'm telling a routine that I used to do, which I've never recorded, which I should record.
Should have recorded at that party. I mean, what a great crowd reaction. Leo.
I got a routine about how the way to fix racism in the world is to bring back slavery, right? But this time everyone has a go. My plan is called 2 years a slave. Every race slaves up for 2 years, and then when their 2 years are over, another race has a go, and we rotate through all the races, right? How good would you treat your slave if you knew they were going to be in charge of you in a year or so time? We're going to fix unemployment. So I make some argument. I go, now as a measure of good faith, white people will go first.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course.
We have to go first. Otherwise,
We
they'll
might even
never
have to run it
trust
back
us.
twice.
And then I go through all the races and the order and why we should go through it, right? So I might start doing that joke again. I'll never record it. So I'm doing that bit. I remember, and I'm going. I'm like this, and you know how we'll fix racism? Bring back slavery. Right? And I'm at the end of the
You're
day,
opening with this?
Yeah.
No, you open with it?
So you're barefoot, but you're barefoot in a backyard talking about racism and how to solve it.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
imagine the
and
neighbors looking at this.
Eddie Murphy just stopped what he was doing and just went like this. And I went, don't worry. And I was like, listen, I'm going somewhere. I've got something. I've got something like this. And then Leonardo DiCaprio walks in.
At that moment?
Yeah, and everyone goes, Leo. And then he walks up, stands next to me. He chats to the table of people for a bit.
Because there's no microphone. They think you're just yelling.
Yeah, and so I'm just standing off to the side
Holy shit, man.
like this.
And
Like that.
then you had to finish it?
And then he sort of looks at me and I went, and then he goes, I'm sorry, what's going on here?
You said that?
No.
Yeah, he goes, what's going on here? And Pacino goes, we don't know.
How did you?
And then I was
Not
like,
even Eddie Murphy was going to back you up. Nobody's
No,
like,
no,
this is
yeah,
stand up.
Mariah Carey wasn't like, oh, this is my gift. Like something?
Yeah, were they like, and now stand up?
the person who was giving me the most support was Louise Linton. Louise Linton and I still have a lot of affection towards Louise, and I've met her at several parties since. She's married to Steve Mnuchin, who was Trump's treasurer of the country, right?
Yeah.
And she's been painted sometimes as a bit of a villain because she held up a $1 note, but she's an actress and that type of stuff. But she's from Edinburgh, and I think she'd seen me at the Edinburgh Festival years earlier.
Okay.
And I walked out, and she's just this drunk Scottish woman at the end of the table, and they were like, "Hi, I'm Jim Jefferies," and all I hear is this one woman go, "Woo!
Oh my God.
Jim Jefferies!" Like, all right. I was like,
And
"All right."
is this day or night?
That's nighttime. The
Okay.
table, I remember the table was lined with tiki torches. This is before.
shit.
This is
Uh-oh.
before Charleston.
Hold on.
This is
Yeah.
this is back when tiki torches didn't have bad connotations. They were just
Yeah,
there
well,
for
this
illumination.
looked like you guys were like planning it in the backyard right there. So did you go into the gun control bit, and then how'd that go?
Well, I cut off Leonardo DiCaprio. Goes, we don't know, and then Packer goes, I just do the gun bit, mate.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking pisses me off.
Like, have you felt like more of a jester ever in
Yeah,
your
no,
life?
but I think that's what they did request that I would do. I don't
You're
know.
like, yeah,
And
you
I'm
got to
like,
ease into it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. And so I'm doing the whole
dude.
going to the safe, and I'm like this, and I'm like jumping around. Fucking.
I mean, you're so funny. I would imagine at that point people are.
Was it going?
I closed with a routine. I recorded this joke, but I closed with a routine about how I'm a 5 in the looks department, right? And I said, I know I'm a 5. And I'll tell you why. Because when people walk past me, nothing happens. No one gets angry.
No
No,
emotion.
one gets upset.
Yeah.
It's these looks
Right
that keep
down the
traffic
middle.
moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I go, because I'm a 5, because I'm a celebrity, I get to fuck 7s. But because I'm an alcoholic, I fuck a lot of 3s.
Yeah.
That's the life of a 5.
And that's the median. Yeah. There's some ups and some downs. A lot in the middle.
Right. So afterwards I finished, and then Pacino walked up to me like this, and he goes, "Oh, look, we're a couple of 5s talking to each other."
Okay. Okay. That's great.
Oh,
And I was
man.
confused. I didn't remember me joke. And I went, "What?" And he goes, "You're a 5. I'm a 5. I've had my share of 3s."
That's good.
And I was
ended on a good note.
yeah,
This is
he's a
so
nice
nice.
The
bloke. He's a
build-up,
nice
the
bloke.
build-up was scary at first. Are you allowed to say what ballpark you got paid for this?
No,
I mean, this
this was back when I still don't get many corporates. I'm not the guy for corporates,
Yeah.
right? But I do a few. It was around 50 or something. It was very,
And this was direct from like Mariah to Alex to you.
yeah.
It's so funny just to
and
get that call.
Alex was just like, "You want to carry what you do a party like in 3 days? Do you want to do it?"
How much time did you do it while you're up there total? Would you say?
I think I did 30 minutes.
You did 30, dude. That's so much time to be barefoot in the garden. Were you doing okay the whole time, or like legit sort of bombing?
For a table of 20 people, there was a moment there where I got them.
Yeah,
but for the most part,
okay, great.
Once I figured out what's going on,
I didn't storm. But no one would have walked away going, "What the fuck?
We
that
gotta see
guy's
tickets."
terrible."
Great.
Yeah,
Okay, great. God, great. Okay,
I was
good.
gonna say
Yeah,
you're
but-
hilarious, and
Yeah,
eventually
you're so fucking funny.
once they
Yeah,
figured
yeah.
out what's going on,
I'll tell you the rest of the story off air.
hilarious.
Oh, I'm so excited. Can we end this podcast?
Yeah, we got to end the podcast.
Yeah,
I got to go to the
yeah,
kids'
yeah.
basketball game. Is this what the podcast is meant to be? I feel like
Yeah.
I just talk
No,
the
it's
whole
great.
fucking time. I know you're going to have people going, "What's wrong with that guy? Why didn't he let Trevor speak?"
No, dude, your stories are what we're going to talk about. Coming in some Under Armour boxers. That's hilarious.
We briefly touched on that.
All right, we have a sock talk today. This was written in by Landon, and Landon says, "I used to use this Batman shirt as a cum towel for years. Eventually, my mom sewed it into a quilt."
Is that a question?
It's
no
just
question.
a confession. Just something to get off his chest and onto a.
We got it. Yeah, onto a towel. Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Why a Batman t-shirt?
It feels, it feels
Does
more
your cum
athletic.
stain? My cum doesn't stain.
My
If
sa-
I get
my
it on a
little.
t-shirt or something, it's fine. Doesn't stain. Once it dries up, it's gone forever.
Maybe on like a white t-shirt a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't wear white t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I was on stage and I realized there was cum on it. I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I looked down and I go, I think that's cum on my t-shirt. And the audience laughed and I was like, I'm serious. And they're like, oh, this is gross.
It does sort of like have like a grayish
At the right angle, it's like a holographic
a
Pokemon
grayish
card. You know?
hue.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
Jim's like, I'm so glad I stayed for this.
He's like, cool, I got 3
I'm
minutes.
gonna miss me kids basketball game. Let's
Sorry,
talk about
I
cum.
was talking about Batman cum tube socks.
All right,
Batman
this is,
blankets.
this one's anonymous. Anonymous confession. They didn't want their name on this, but they said, I used to know a guy that would suck his own dick at parties because he wasn't very likable.
That's what you should have done for Al Pacino.
That's because he was short.
Can you?
Why are you sucking your own dick? Because I'm not likable.
Is that kid? Has anybody in the history ever been able to do that? Didn't Marilyn Manson take some ribs out too?
No,
I think
that
the
was
horror
bullshit.
version.
But
Or he's packing.
Ron Jeremy could do it in the 70s before he was a fat little guy. He did it in a few porn scenes and on type of stuff.
I have to
He had a
watch
big
it.
hog, plus he was short. So that's the magic formula.
Holy shit, that's like
Wow.
a boomerang right there.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird that he would do it at a party, like in the
Wouldn't
middle
you
of it.
not?
I think it's like a party trick.
What a
Like, that's his version of bringing like a deck of cards and magic.
Yeah,
It's
imagine you
just
seeing the
suck
magic
my
guy in the
dick.
corner. I got some fucking magic
Yeah.
real quick. I'll
Yeah.
make this white disappear. His own mouth.
Oh,
Jim Jefferies, ladies and gentlemen, go see him on tour. He's got a big Canadian announcement coming up soon. Can't say what it is, but you're gonna love it. It's massive.
Go
Jim
to
Jefferies,
jimjeffries.com.
fucking
JimJefferies.com.
phenomenal comedian. Specials on specials. Go to Netflix. Watch all of it. Thanks so much
That's
for
it.
coming on today.